Now let's turn to Japan. The land of the rising sun will soon be waking up to a new prime minister. They will soon be led by this man, Shigeru Ishiba.
I am Shigeru Ishiba, the 28th Liberal Democratic Party's leader. Let's believe the people of Japan. With courage and faith, let's speak the truth. Let's make Japan, once again, a country where people can live and smile. Shigeru Ishiba will put all of his heart and soul into making Japan a safe and secure country. Thank you for your support.
Ishiba will take charge as Prime Minister on Tuesday, taking over from Fumio Kishida. Now, this is not exactly a regime change. Both men are part of the same party, Japan's Liberal Democratic Party. It's the same party that has led the country for most of the last century. General elections aren't due in Japan for another year, but it's still getting a new prime minister. Why? Because the LDP, the ruling party, was in crisis. The outgoing prime minister, Fumio Kishida, was unpopular. His reputation had taken multiple hits because of a number of scandals. Some LDP leaders were seen as too close to a dubious church. The scandal broke out after the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Then there was a corruption scandal, again involving LDP lawmakers. Add to this a cost of living crisis in Japan, rising inflation and economic stagnation. You can see why the ruling party was facing flack. Kishida effectively became the fall guy, and he stepped down from his role as party leader, paving the way for the rise of Shigeru Ishiba. Ishiba is 67 years old. He has been an MP since 1986. He has served as Japan's defense minister, agriculture minister, and even the minister in charge of stopping population decline. Now, you would think that the LDP would try to find someone different, a fresh face, perhaps Japan's first woman prime minister, which almost happened, by the way. Ishiba was in a runoff against Sanae Takaichi, Japan's current economic security minister. The race went down to the wire, and Ishiba finally beat Takaichi with 215 votes to 194. Now, even though Ishiba does not scream anti-establishment, he was actually considered the outsider candidate. Ishiba has a number of enemies in his own party because of his outspokenness. Let me show you an example.
One might ask, what is an Asian version of the NATO military alliance? It is an obligation to help each other when it comes to collective security. In other words, while the strength of America relatively weakens, how to build a collective security mechanism becomes an issue.
You wouldn't expect a Japanese leader to publicly say that America is weakening or to suggest an Asian NATO, which is something that the US has categorically distanced itself from. But Ishiba is outspoken about both these things and other issues too. He was one of the few LDP members to criticize the current prime minister publicly. He also disagrees with his party on several issues. He wants to reduce nuclear power, allow female Japanese emperors, and let Japanese women keep their maiden names. And this sets him apart from a number of his colleagues, which is why he was considered an outsider. Apparently, he prefers reading books to making conversation with his fellow lawmakers. So you can imagine that he did not have much support from fellow MPs. He won the party leadership contest because of grassroots support. And now he wants to shake up the LDP. But that being said, Ishiba is still an old LDP hand, part of the same ruling establishment. Will his premiership really change how people see his party? Will the people of Japan really give him a chance? We'll find out in the months to come.